Here's a subject you might want to pay a little bit more attention to. This from AP, Khartoum, Sudan. Thousands of Sudanese, many armed with clubs and swords and beating drums, burned pictures of a British teacher Friday and demanded her execution for insulting Islam by letting her students name it Teddy Bear Mohammid. Now this is what we've sunk to. Many in the protesting crowd shouted, kill her by firing squad. Kill her by firing squad? Oh, how civil. Shouldn't she be stoned to death or dipped in something? Or beheaded? In response to the rally in central Khartoum, the holy city of central Khartoum, Gibbons was moved from the women's prison across the Nile to a secret location. Her chief lawyer, Kamal told the AP. He said he visited her to discuss her conviction on charges of insulting Islam. You're not allowed to insult Islam? No, you can only insult Judaism and Christianity, Hinduism and Buddhism, and everything else. But Islam you cannot insult. The 54-year-old Gibbons, who was sentenced to 15 days in jail, spoke Friday with her son John and daughter Jessica in Britain by telephone. Now listen to this, quote, one of the things my mum said today was that I don't want any resentment toward Muslims. She's holding up quite well. You don't want any resentment toward any Muslims, like some of the Muslims at least, who are saying, kill her by firing squad? No resentment there? Oh, I can tell what a lib this lady is, believe me. Chants of kill her and no tolerance, execution, rang out as hundreds of police and riot gear stood by, keeping the crowd contained but not moving against the rally. Yes, that's right, no resentment toward these people. Protesters dismissed Gibbons' claims that she didn't mean to insult the prophet. Quote, it is a premeditated action, and this unbeliever thinks that she can fool us, said Yassin Mubarak, a young dreadlocked man, swathed in green and carrying a sword. What she did requires her life to be taken. Does it bother anybody that this is done in the name of Islam? Has this grotesque organization that calls itself CAIR, C-A-I-R, issued any press releases lately? I mean, press releases saying that this is not the face of Islam? Free the lady? Free the teddy bear? Have we heard from the goons over there at CAIR? No. Quote, I would like to tell the whole world that what happened here from this English teacher is not acceptable to us, said protester Sheikh Nasser Abu Shama. You know, I'm very ignorant about this, frankly. Is everybody a sheikh who wants to be a sheikh? I mean, is it like kind of the Reverend Al Sharpton, where you get your Reverend hood, quote unquote, from the back of a Trix box? I mean, I don't know. There was no overt sign that the government organized the protest, but such a public rally could not have taken place without at least official assent. Now, this is the same regime in Khartoum that is massacring black Christians by the tens of thousands. This is the same regime in Khartoum that is raping black Christian women by the tens of thousands in the Sudan. This is the same regime in Khartoum that is slaughtering little children and starving them to death as a purposeful genocide intended to wipe out the Christians in that country. And here we are splitting hairs over a damn bear. And a stuffed bear at that. Now, come on. This is pathetic. But it's also illustrative. It's illustrative. The value of human life by some people is nil. And when they take up their sickness under a religion, I expect more people in that religion to speak out, especially these phony civil rights groups, these front groups that claim to represent a majority of Muslims like this CAIR. Well, then speak the hell out. Defend your religion. Defend it from the nut jobs who would kill this woman because this bear was named Mohammed. Not after the Mohammed, after some kid in the class named Mohammed. Good Lord. This is what we're up against, both outside this country and in some places inside this country. Not a word, not squat from these phony groups. They say they want to protect the reputation of the religion from people who are attacking it. Well, let me tell you something. The people who are doing the most damage to Islam are Muslims like this, are nut jobs that run places like Iran and Syria. But they won't stand up to them. Why? Because they're sympathetic to them. That's why. There, I said it, and I speak the truth. And you know it. And I'll take on all comers. Mark, you're smearing a religion. Liar! Liar! These people in the streets, who in the name of their religion demand the brutal killing of a woman because a bear was named Mohammed after a kid in the class, they're the ones who are smearing Islam. These phonies in our country who run these front groups with their unseemly accounting methods and their connections and their associations, they're the ones undermining Islam, not me. As a matter of fact, I'm a very open individual when it comes to religion. I think people should practice whatever religion they want. That's fine by me. And it's protected under the United States Constitution. But what is not protected is when you take your religion and you try and ram it down somebody's throat or decapitate people because you think you're offended. That's not protected. How come I don't hear anybody talking about the Geneva Conventions with respect to this woman? Or any other conventions for that matter? Oh, we just kind of let it happen. Oh, so be it. We sit here in the comfort of our own homes. We listen to these morons that care in these other groups. Meanwhile, genocide's taking place. The very government that's offended by this teddy bear is committing mass genocide against black Christians, and nobody stands up for them. Nobody. Not the UN, not the European Union, not the Muslim leaders. I don't hear anybody. And I've talked to people who've gone to that part of the world, and you should hear these stories. These people are crying out for help. The gangsters come into these little villages, and they grab the little girls, and they rape them in front of their fathers. And if the father stands up and tries to defend them, they murder the father in front of the little girl. That's what we should be talking about, not teddy bears.